Oh, look at that. Shame on Paul Cummings. He ought to be ashamed of himself, huh? Susan, huh? GOP Chairman sues Republican volunteers. What a guy, huh?
Hearing no opposition, we will move on with the election. All those in favor of electing John Dindal, Michelle Connor, and Steve Savas to the Alameda County Republican Central Committee to the respective assembly districts, signify by saying aye. Aye. Congratulations. All those opposed? Thank you all very much. Congratulations to our new members. Let's get them sworn in and move on. All righty. We've gone through that. Yes, we passed on that for a minute. Alrighty. A lot of you came in this evening, noticed there were people out in front of the building demonstrating. I appeared to be featured on some of the signs regarding that. I figure I owe the committee an explanation of what has brought these people out en masse, and I will be most happy to provide that to you. I became aware that there was a possibility that people had sought election on the Alameda County Republican Central Committee who did not meet the requirements to be elected to the committee, as established in the state election code. Now let me please explain to everyone, the election code is the state law, and it is... Do we have order in the House, please? Mr. Faison, please. In accordance with state law, at the request of the various state political parties. With that, I went down to the registrar's office and began pulling the papers of people who had registered to run for the Alameda County Republican Central Committee, and discovered, to my surprise, that 10 people whose names had appeared on the ballot did not meet the requirements of Article 8001, Part A and B, which specifies specifically that to run for Central Committee offices, you have got to be a member of the party for the office of which you seek for a period of 90 days if you've been declined to stay, and 1 year if you have been a member of another political party here in California. I brought that to the attention of the registrar, and on 2 additional occasions I brought that to the attention of the registrar. And I finally had a meeting with the registrar and the chief election official and his attorney, and their reply when I pointed out this is the law, these are the dates your staff has given me as to when these candidates were registered as Republicans for the first time, and when they submitted their nominating papers. And his answer to me was, we will only respond to a court order. In other words, he threw down the gauntlet and said, no effect, so sue me. With that, I proceeded to engage an attorney and to draft a suit against the Alameda County Registrar of Voters. Now, state law, in 3 different articles, requires that sue the registrar and to, let me better say, to sue the registrar, to use a legal process known as what's the word I want, election challenge. You need to name all people who are party to that election, which means the people who appeared on the ballot and the registrar also.
Tell them about how you're suing us for over $25,000 unlimited funds too. Let know about that.
Excuse me, shouldn't that have been contested in what, 25 days after the election? What's the deadline there, sir?
The deadline is 30 days after the election is certified. The papers have to be filed, and they were filed within that time limit.
Okay.
You're welcome. One of the things that delayed filing the paperwork was trying to find a way that we could only name the registrar in the suit. And when I say we in this, I'm referring to my attorney and myself and no one else. The plaintiff in the case is me. And I want to make clear that it's not the Alameda County Republican Party and that no party funds are being used for this contest of the election.
Mr. Cummings, are you saying that you're doing this as a private individual or as a chairman of this committee?
I am doing it as a chairman of the committee because I believe it is my obligation as chairman of the committee to ensure that the election law of California is carried out in accordance with the way the law is written and the law is fairly and equitably applied to all people in the state of California. And in this election in particular, a central committee election is conducted by the registrar on behalf of the Republican Party. And so I have a vested interest, even more so than just being an elector within the county, but as chair of this party, to ensure that the people who are running for office and seeking office in the party meet the requirements to be elected to office.
Are you aware of any other discrepancies with any sitting members or anybody who won the election in June?
I am aware of no discrepancies with anyone else. Okay.
I wanted to ask you a question, Paul.
Sure.
Being that you came out to our meeting in Livermore and you told a group of the constitutional Republicans that you basically would not go after us for attorney fees or court costs if we decided to just say, hey, I'll rather go home and forget about the Central Committee. I'd like to point out, well, I'm asking the question, so basically I'd like
I'm sharing the meeting, so your question may wait.
I thought that you said what? I thought I was called.
You're taking me off track. We're getting off subject.
I'm still on the same subject, Paul. This is about the lawsuit, how you're suing us.
Yeah. I will explain the lawsuit in order.
May I make a suggestion?
Yes.
That you let him finish, and then afterwards, if you have questions, because I don't think it's fair that he's trying to explain in an orderly manner, and when he gets,
Well, it's quite a lengthy process, so I mean, for everybody to wait until the end, I mean, it seemed as though he was
he's not going to
finishing
take all
anyways.
night. Just let him
No,
finish.
we have a lot more to discuss at the meeting. So thank you. I will be
Well, we're interested in this.
order.
No, wait for it. Shut up.
Hey, just a minute.
What? Shut up. Just a minute.
You're not.
Shut up.
You're not being sued. You're not being sued.
Please.
That probably disrupted the last meeting.
That's fine, Roger.
You're out of order, sir.
Excuse me, I've never been here, and I'm a mother of 3 children, and I don't mean to interrupt at the wrong time, but I don't know when my kids will get out of hand, and I will need to leave this meeting, so please excuse me if this isn't the correct time for this. But I have to point out that you did make a statement that you do believe that this is between you and the registrar, which would mean that all of these guys are innocent, and the
No.
lawsuit is going to be effectively by 2 $25,000 plus court fees.
I have no clue where you're getting that number.
Actually, it's written right here on the cover page. Unlimited lawsuit over amount demanded exceeds $25,000 checked by the attorney.
It's punishment of 9 innocent unpaid volunteers, sir.
They did what the Register of Voters required of them.
I can also point out that on page back, under prayers number 4 and 5, request costs of suit, as well as any further damages. You can read it verbatim if you want.
Yeah, I know that.
Any further damages as were caused to the complaint.
Can I make a copy of that after?
Oh, yeah. You should have actually a public matter of public.
You should have a copy of your own lawsuit.